What's up, cultivators? We are back at it again with another small business before they make it big. So, how are you doing today, Soul Productions? Introduce yourself for us.
So it's Chris Holmes over here with Soul Production, photographer, videographer, poet. I just say like a person that likes to live limitless, and you pretty much put your own purpose and live out your dreams. Start off like that.
That is amazing. What do you not do? Come on. Let's break it down a little bit. So, where did your journey start in terms of production?
Oh yeah, okay. So we're gonna hit the background story of how it all started. So with that, it's definitely funny because it started from Myspace. I know there's probably an audience like, what the heck is Myspace? So Myspace was basically that social media platform where you can create your own kind of like page. And when people went to it, they were like, okay, I have this creativity. I have my friends, my codes, and all that and much more.
Snap.
And so the reason I said that started from there is because me and my homeboy actually got a camera. And I thought he was crazy for this because he spent like, I think $1,200 or $1,500 for a camera. And I said, have you lost your mind? You spent all this on a camera? Like, what do you about to do with this? And he was like, man, look, you don't understand. I really doesn't understand because you spent $1,500 on this. And I'm just saying, like, it better be doing something. Like, look, we're going to take some nice pictures. Matter of fact, I need some nice pictures so we can look good for the female. Matter of fact, I need to look good for the females.
Ain't no way, not for a female. He spent...
I tell you, this is hilarious. Like, he bought this camera and the first thing that came out of his mind, he's like, oh, I will look good for the females. I'm like, are you serious? I need you to take the pictures though. You want me to put this $1,500 camera in my hand and take pictures of you? I'll put everything on automatic. All right, whatever. So he put the camera in my hand and I took a little picture, on the autopilot and stuff kind of that.
Yeah.
Took a couple of pictures. Looked at the camera. It was like, oh man, these look pretty good. I'm looking pretty fly. Took some more. I know you just didn't put this camera back in my hand. I was trying to hurry up so I can get right back to you.
Awesome.
And then I took some more pictures. Took some more pictures and gave back to him. Man, he's looking kind of fly, man. I'm gonna look real good. I'm about to get all the females. You may have a camera eye. Whatever. And that's that one thing, you may have a camera eye. I'm just over here blowing it off and much more. So we had fun for the rest of the day. But on my way to the house, that one thing that he kept saying was like, you may have a camera. And I'm back and forth in my own head like, whatever. I ain't got the money for that. Screw it. Nah, I'm not. Tell me why, literally, that next morning, I was like, you may have something to do. I ain't got no $1,500.
Hell no.
Hell no. But let me go to Walmart real quick. Picked up one of these $56 cameras. Super cheap. And just started like taking pictures off of that camera. I think it was Cool Pics or something like that. I forgot the actual, but it was one of those like really simple cameras, very affordable, I know $1,500. And took a couple of pictures, posted them. I think that was like the beginning stage of Facebook and near the end of MySpace. People started liking them. And then I was like, maybe I can take pictures of somebody else. I don't know how this is gonna go. Called my homegirl, hey, you wanna be a model? Sure. So we picked a spot in the area and took pictures with this. I'm over here like, yeah, I got this. This is a little $60 camera. Over here acting like a photographer. Doing all the different things like that. Posted pictures out there. She liked them, of course, because it's a different kind of experience. I didn't think nothing. I was like, okay, I'm just having fun with it. Tell me why I didn't want the comments. The exact comment was basically, how much do you charge?
No way.
I looked twice at that comment. I was like, how much do I can get paid off of this?
Oh, snap.
Yeah, my fee is this amount. It's super, super low, probably like 34 or whatever. But I was just like, someone actually wants to pay me to do this? All right, yeah, I got you. This is my race. Like, I've done this for years. And then I just went from there and then continuing having more and more people literally asking me for like more photos from like local artists. I just had this little small little camera. And eventually, in due time, I got one of the better DSLRs and things like that. But it literally started off of that.
Just because your homie wanted to get some shawty's ass. That's crazy.
I know.
Wow. And did you have any experience before that? Or
no, none.
Wow.
Not at all.
Wow. And at this point, I'm assuming you're in high school?
Yeah, my senior year, right about to graduate. And I'm over here like,
Wow.
you spent this amount of money on this, man. We're about to get me. We're trying to figure out what we're supposed to. I'm like, you spent your money on this. Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, where'd your homie get that type of money? Anyway, I know because I know I was broke as a senior, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, well, his family is entrepreneurs as well, so I'm
I
like,
see.
yeah, there's support of him. We're still in touch to this day, but yeah.
Man, that's crazy. So, what is the heart of Soul Productions? What is the brand?
So, Soul Production, like the heart of it is like I want to be the person to help capture your either family memories or like your event or any kind of like purpose or a talent that you have. So like that's the big thing. So it can be either in video, photo, or writing, podcast, because I have my own podcast, Next Level Thinking, just creating and create that content so you can tell your own story because everybody has their own story from their own different ways and people can relate to it. So like I may not be able to relate to somebody in my own kind of story, but somewhere down the road, someone else can relate to theirs because it's more relatable. And that's what I want to capture.
Wow, that's amazing. So, if someone wanted to find some of your work and see some of the things you've done, where can they see your portfolio?
So it's, of course, you can go to my website, soulproduction.biz. You can go to my Instagram at C Holmes. So that's letter C, HOLMES _ for my Instagram. Same thing for my Twitter. Or you can just type in Soul Productions on YouTube as well. So everything mostly is Soul Productions. If you see that SP logo, that's me. Or C Holmes for my own personal social media accounts.
That's amazing. So, you ended off a senior as a rookie photographer that blew up out of nowhere. How did you end up being a professional photographer?
Just pretty much like capturing memories and just going along the way. And like I know like especially in the creative space, like the different levels of professionalism, but I still in my mind think I'm always a student. I tell myself that because it keeps me wanting to learn more. Because I think there's so many different kind of styles of photography, videography, and you just find your own kind of niche and then you keep going and investing into yourself. Like this is like honestly, I feel like a lifelong journey.
That's
There's always going to be like new technology, new applications, and probably even something out us where we didn't even think that will exist in the future because we know how technology goes.
That's amazing. So, how did you end up building a life surrounded by production? Because it started off with the camera, and now you're a videographer. You do poetry. Um, well, the list goes long.
I think honestly that came from me listening to a lot of songs by Tupac because like I liked how he expressed himself lyrically in a creative way. So that's where my poetry started. And then even in high school, I was writing my own poetry. I used to have all these different kind of writings. I didn't have all the devices, but I used to be writing my poetry. I showed it to one of my teachers, and then she encouraged me to write more. So I just kept going even more. By the time I finished high school, I basically had a whole manuscript ready to go to be published out. And then it just grew from there from my experience from poetry, the course experience I told you, my
Right.
homeboy with the photo part. And then naturally when you do photo, because video is technically like a lot of photos pretty much clipped all together to create a video kind of format. So dive into that, into college, networking, and reaching out to different people who also like doing stage plays, you know, your fraternities, sororities, organizations, everybody has their own memories. And then when you start doing that more and more, people in their own personal lives, hey, can you capture, me with this new child, maternity photos, graduations, and just keeps going. So I'm basically continuing to capture people's memories and chapters and journeys, and then I'm able to express that myself. So I think by helping other people tell their own story or capture it, it's just like connecting everything else.
That's amazing. I love the fact that it started from something so small and it just kept scaling up.
Yeah.
So when it comes to Soul Production, what makes your business stand apart from all the other productions and studios out there?
I think I really encourage people to be themselves and just like think limitless. Like no matter where you think you are, any kind of potential in the production space can be obtainable. We can kind of figure out things how we want to go with it, and there's no limits. There's no structure. If you want to press the structure, you can. But I want you to be able to be yourself in your own creative space, no kind of judgment, and just go because there's going to be all kinds of critics and adversity and much more. But it's okay. You don't always have to be that. Honestly, no, I was about to say perfection, but no one honestly is perfection because there's plenty of blockbusters movies out there that has made billions of dollars, and their own people who produced those movies said there was mistakes in them. So that should tell you more itself. Like you're always going to be trying to strive even better, which you should be. That's why I say I'm always a student in this journey of the creative space, photography, videography, just along my own journey.
That's amazing. So 2024, first quarter's coming in hot. What is the plan for Soul Productions?
So definitely a lot more podcasts, episodes. I want to push myself in all different kind of directions. So like more bookings, photo wise, and video wise as well. Because I know we just came from a pandemic, and I know all the other business owners has gone through that as well. So I want to pick that up again, continue my journey, my fitness journey, which has also been motivating because like I take all of my adversity and things that I have struggled or went through in my past, and I use that to be productive because I think you need to be strong not only spiritually, mentally, physically, and all those kind of aspects to really be like very strong in your own kind of life. And I think, and I'm gonna speak to audiences of this, like don't let your challenges, your adversities, your downfalls, people who may have said something in your past be like, that's it. Let that be like a stepping stool or a way that you grow into the person that you want to become. Because if you look at any kind of person's success story, it's all overcoming adversity. E.T. Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher, basically said to himself, like, you already got the pain and things like that from it. Might as well get results from it. And if you look at your favorite movies, the reason why people love the hero is because he always overcome adversity.
It's the hero's journey. Wow. So, fill us in a little bit in your hero's journey. What struggles did you have to work through? What was the big hurdle that really you had to break to really, scale up and be where you want to be?
I actually love that question. I want to quickly say, like, I'm just like everybody else. I just choose not to give up. Like every little thing you could possibly think of when it comes to adversity challenge I've gone through is just I just refuse just to give up from, let's say, financial issues. Like I have been scammed before, lost thousands of dollars, relationship issues, doubting my own mind by my own creativity, criticized, clientele's not agreeing, and I mean, just family issues, friend issues, network, and like anything you can possibly think of, I went through too. I'm a normal human being, just like anybody else. Like you see me in great shape now, and I say that not just to be cocky about it, but I went to a phase where through all this, I went from basic 280 pounds overweight to I need to change this around because now I'm having high blood pressure and other things affecting, and I'm like, I don't want to clock out now. I need to be here longer because my story's not going to end like that. From being 280 to dropping down to 200 pounds.
Whew.
Yeah, 200 pounds, being dedicated and much more. And then during that process, being criticized, people thinking, are you sick? Is something wrong going on? I'm like, no, this is just part of the stuff. I got to keep telling myself this is just part of the journey. You don't see the full picture, but I know I got to go through different stages. I got to get rid of the fat and much more. So it's like the process. You got to continue to tell yourself that you're undertaking steps going from that to now change. Well, I changed my nutrition the whole way through, but from going to 200 pounds to now hitting more weightlifting and now building my body for more muscle mass to where I'm at right now, which is about like 245 to 250 pounds.
Oh,
so it's like I had to ignore all the criticism to the weight loss. And they're like, I mean, you sick? I'm like, no, this is the stage. You don't see it in the picture.
Right.
And going from there to like where I'm at now. And that didn't just happen overnight. And I think that's just a lesson among yourself around patience. I had to literally be patient with myself, which is like, I think a big thing for all of us, to trust yourself along the way and to get where I'm at now. And then people see the results now every once in a while, guys, like, how did you do it? Like, what did you change to do that? And I keep telling people the exact same thing. Consistency, of course, changing your diet, but the main thing is just trusting yourself and trusting and enjoying the journey. It's not going to be overnight. I don't know why people think that things are going to happen like this. It doesn't happen like that. Because if you do make it quick like that, it's not going to last.
And it's not anything of value, because then if it's just like that, it's
yeah.
It's
and I think that's life lessons among yourself, right then, to my own kind of fitness journey.
Man, that is crazy. So freestyle poems. So every time before someone comes on an episode, I always like to do a little background check so that way I can do a proper interview.
Okay.
So I might be tripping, but hey, look, like you kind of have a big hit when it comes to freestyle poems.
Yeah.
So what's the story behind that?
Literally, I said, okay, I need to do more live performances as I continue to do my growth. And I said, like, okay, I'm gonna step outside my comfort zone. All right, cool. We'll do a little bit more freestyle poetry. And in my mind, I'm like, I must be out of my mind. I'm so used to just writing all the time. Are you serious? There's no way. And I said, like, F it, just to start doing it. And so, like, I literally started from just recording myself on my camera, just freestyling poetry. And then, like, okay, I think I might have something. Then push myself outside my comfort zone again. Cause like, this is another thing too. During my outside hustles doing Uber and Lyft and much more, I used to just freestyle poetry to them while they're riding the back seat. Don't even know me. And they're like, man, this was nice. I'm like, okay, I might have something. People are loving it. And then I was like, okay, I know you. And then next thing I was like, okay, now I'm about to just go onto the stage to the audience and do the exact same thing. In my mind, I'm like, you have lost your mind. You're going to go out to the stage and do the exact same thing, nothing pre-written, and you're going to not freak out or have stage fright? I just said, screw it. I'm just going to do it. Went onto the stage, freestyled it, felt comfortable in the crowd, killed it.
That's amazing. So, man, what do you have a line in you? Because you just said 3 times, 4 times in a row. This is probably not a great idea, but I need to step up. And you stepped up. Where do you have that line in you from?
I think it's honestly from being, and like I said, I'm just like everybody else, constantly being criticized and being told you're not this, or someone trying to write my story and tell me something I'm not. And I'm like, I'll show you better than I can tell you. And it's that grit, the grind that constantly keeps me growing and wanting to be the better version of myself. From wanting to even also want to do a half a marathon in the future, possibly one day.
Snap.
To one day I'm pushing myself because I'm in the boxing gym too, and do at least one amateur fight and like the ring, challenge my fear and do that, and just like see where else is gonna go.
That's amazing.
Because I'm like, you are limited to where you put your mind at. So I literally had one shot at this. So why not go all out?
That's amazing. So there's people trying to pierce this industry that you're in, and they're young. They just picked up their first camera. What do they need to be ready for, and what is the stage set?
So I'm going to honestly borrow the philosophy from one of the people I listen to a lot, Gary Vee. And I'm going to start with this, and then I'm going to like what you're saying, the content creation. First thing I want to say is get out of your own head. I know a lot of times, if you really want to think about it, the biggest thing in obstacle is yourself. You think you have to have all this different kind of equipment. You got to be a perfection and this kind of angles and all that much more, which is very important. But that stops a lot of people. Gary Vee's philosophy is document, don't create. And let me go a little bit more in depth in that. It's basically documenting every little phase and part of your story. And of course, naturally, you would get better. And that's honestly how you get better is actually attempting and doing the actions. Because if you just stall and don't do it and just always stuck in that prepare phase, you're never going to get the actual experience. So that literally is like pulling out your camera, talking in front of it, raw footage, randomly getting kind of audio, but you're making the kind of steps. Of course, there's different kind of applications and, going like, go live. Just pick a topic, go. And then probably next time, just have a structure if you choose to do so. Just keep doing, documenting, because I never will forget there was another interview that I looked at and really sealed on what Gary was talking about. Like, just imagine if we had the actual documentation of an athlete like Michael Jordan, like his beginning stages. Of course, we have things like putting, as you see in the NBA and much more, but imagine if he had documentation of like what was going through his mind, like before he went to the league, like during his high school. Like, imagine if we had like him recording himself, be like, man, I didn't make the team, but I'm not gonna let this stop me. Or him putting footage of him shooting free throws over and over again. That'd be some dope footage.
That'd be crazy.
That would be like probably millions of dollars on the sub, because you have actual content before the Michael Jordan we know today. So, I mean, that would be crazy to have. So that's why I'm strong on that philosophy, just document. And of course, you naturally get better, but don't allow your own self of in your own head or others stop you from being better as a creator.
That's amazing. So we're both in the industry and we understand the power of content. So there's a lot of people out there that don't fully get the idea that it's not just entertainment. So you mind shedding the light a little bit and let people see the value in content?
So, like, help me out with this one. So, who was one of it's two brothers that's really known on social media that's been doing big and breaking into boxing, wrestling?
Jake Paul and Logan Paul?
Yeah, Logan Paul. Yeah, those two. I feel like that is probably like one of the most recent and great examples of that, because you have someone that literally blew up off of YouTube. And now, of course, they had entertaining videos, but they created their own brand for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You came from literally sitting on the couch in your own house and creating so much of a bigger fan base that you are breaking into the WWE, into like major boxing platforms, to major sponsoring platforms and movies and much more just off of YouTube. That itself shows the extreme value of like when you create content on YouTube and have a huge fan base, put leverage back in your own hands. And that only happens when you start making content. So I feel like, of course, all these social media platforms are funny, entertaining. Yeah, we all know that. We get our laughs and kicks and giggles, escape for life from that. But on the business aspect, it can break boundaries and create other opportunities for you to do even more things. And also create an opportunity for you to network and connect with other people that you would have never been able to. That's how I've been able to connect with a lot of different people across the world in my podcast. It's because of social media. Like if I didn't have that, there's no way I would have been able to interview from people from different countries and stuff like that. Just being limited to who I know in my own area. Social media has honestly broke that barrier and made it pretty much where the choice is yours. Like if you want to reach these different people, it's on you.
That's amazing. And if y'all don't know, he just gave you the game. So go back, loop it twice over, because content is key right now, and that's where we're at. That's amazing. Appreciate you for shedding some light on that.
Always.
So here at Community Cultivation Network, we're all about the community. So is there anything you want to let or say to your community and our community? And if it's okay if I challenge you a little bit, if you can make it a freestyle poem,
oh man,
that would be amazing.
Nice to the creative community. He put me on the spot, but that's cool. Live limitless. God has put you on this earth to be not of just the ground, but a creator to rise above. We have been planted as a seed to become something of a nature, of a purpose. As you walk the grounds of the earth, you are supposed to shine. Shine as the sun, because that sun is supposed to be of a light of a destination to shine beyond the darkness. Darkness is a fear of contamination, a fear to hold you unjust and to try to chain you into your past. But remember this, you are God-given with a purpose to rise above. When you see that the light is within you, you shine so bright that you influence so many others. That is the way that you grow a garden. As Tupac said, you must be the rose. The rose will grow beyond the concrete, beyond the adversities. You are the light and shining armor. You are meant to be a soldier of God, but not only that, to tell your story. Just as at the beginning of Genesis, you must tell your story and write and create beyond the limitations and then the obstacles and the eyes and critics of many people's views. You decide and write your own view and pathway. Be limitless as a creator. Write your own journey. You never know who you may impress, from the mother, the father, the son, the child. You are here for a reason. Never forget that the person that you look into the mirror is the reason and the how and your why of how you're going to break into the pathway to open the door for your opportunity, your family, your legacy, and the future in store. Remember that. Be a creator. Limitless is the goal. Peace.
Amazing. It's always a good time interviewing someone that you can tell is a community cultivator. Appreciate you for the interview.
Appreciate you for the opportunity.
Catch y'all out.